What makes a great loadout? Not just endgame, but from start until victory, and what items are needed to keep you fully equipped for all situations. I'm your boy Recon, and today we are discussing just that. First thing is first, I know people are going to differ on how they feel about a loadout in Fortnite should look, and I'm not debating that there is more than one great way to set up your arsenal. But before we make any solid decisions, let's consider the following. We know that most of your battles in Fortnite will start out at mid-range, and of course, depending on the situation, will most likely end up in a close combat situation. So what weapon is best suited for this situation, and what alternatives do we have? It's no argument that the assault rifle is your best weapon of choice in this exchange. Because right now we only have 3 options, it's not a tough debate on which one we want to strive for, or is it? Almost any player out there prefers the SCAR over the Semi and the Semi over the Burst. But there is a debate on which gun is best to have in your loadout. We all know that bullet for bullet the SCAR has the raw damage, but what about its slow rate of fire when compared to the Semi? And of course the Blue Burst, if shot correctly, can smash for insane damage when all 3 bullets land in the head. The debate on which assault rifle to use could go on for hours, but it comes down to the player's preference and skill level. I personally prefer a blue Semi over the SCAR any day. Of course, the SCAR does in my mind have its advantages when at longer ranges, but for those meaty mid-range engagements, I like the option to pull the trigger at my own rate of fire, or hold it down for what is still a much faster rate of fire than the SCAR. But I'm not going to lie, there are those times the gold SCAR presents itself and I can't help but pick it up. Either way, the first and arguably most important item in your loadout is that of the assault rifle. No matter which one presents itself first, make sure you grab it. If you are unable to secure an assault rifle right on the get-go, you might want to consider holding onto a handgun, or at the very least a submachine gun, but we all know that that is last resort, and if I indulge even deeper into my preference, it would be a silenced handgun or submachine gun to boot. As we previously mentioned, most battles, especially a 1v1 circumstance, will end at close range. Whether you rush them or they rush you, it really makes no difference. You're going to want to make sure you have a shotgun in your loadout. Every player in the right state of mind is carrying one just in case a bush camper pops out or they get caught in an enclosed close-up environment and need something to deliver a serious punch. At this point, if you're not really into the pump action because its fire rate is just too slow, you should consider this. Land just one headshot with it at close range and you insta-kill or knock any fully healed and shielded player. Learn to bounce around, making yourself a harder target to manage for the enemy. And don't forget, you can switch your weapons quickly if needed. Right now, and hopefully this gets patched, more experienced players are running a double pump setup with the Combat Pro control system, allowing them to switch back and forth between the pump shotguns, which can extremely increase the rate of fire. It's an exploit that they hopefully take care of in the near future, but for now it's in the game and can pack some serious damage on quick. But let's assume it's getting patched, and of course it uses up 2 or more spots in your inventory to use this exploit, so you can go ahead and make your choice according to your style and skill level which shotgun you want. With all this said, I do like the tack for the quicker fire rate, but hitting players for 6 damage at what appears to be close range can get frustrating, so this one is up to you. Just make sure you have one or the other in your loadout. Okay, so we have our first 2 items and we're on our way. At this point, you should hopefully have some meds on you just in case you get forced to engage early and take on some damage. But what other weapons are we looking for to complete our setup? What is going to take us from mid-game to end-game? And what is going to get us that victory royale? Herein lies a dilemma. We all want to carry some explosives, whether it's grenade launcher, RPG, or just some grenades. And yes, they're handy to have in many situations, but most people aren't building anything too big mid-game, and it's more likely that the third weapon of importance at this point is the sniper. Not only is it useful mid-game to lay out anyone from a distance, but those few that do build are still suspect to damage of a sniper shot when they peek out to take a look around. The debate on which sniper is simple. Use a bolt if you are a dead shot with a sniper. It's an insta drop every time you land a headshot, no matter how much shield they have. Use a Semi if you miss quite often and would prefer the option to fire off 10 shots simultaneously to hopefully land 1 or 2. In the end, either one should be in your loadout as soon as you can lay your hands on one. Of course, if you're running squads or duos, you can have someone run the snipers while the other one runs the explosives to give you the all-around team setup. But if you're rolling solo, take the sniper over the explosives if you only have one slot available. Okay, so we have an assault rifle, a shotgun, some meds, and a sniper. At this point, you really do have the option to do what you want with this last slot. You could of course run explosives and only have bandages or medkits to back you up, but this is not the best option, especially early to mid game. Everyone and their grandmother is going to be rocking shield, and if you get caught without any, especially when you get caught from behind, you are more likely going to lose the battle. Of course, some of you are ninjas and can turn on guys like the offspring of Jackie Chan and Clint Eastwood, but even then you will be left with little to no health, and at best be able to heal up to 100 in the final turn. And unless you're a little bitch that likes to hide in bushes, which we know you're not, you're going to need all the hit points you can get. Which brings me to my next point. Shield potions. Everyone should make this their 5th item, at least until you're confident you will no longer need it, and at this point you can change it up to whatever you want, which will most likely be explosives to take out the remaining player 2's bases before you make your final move. It should look something like this by the end of the game. You should have an assault rifle for those mid to long range battles, a shotgun for close quarters dueling, a sniper for long distance and end game situations like battling base to base, medications for healing whether it's bandages, medkits, or a chug jug, and our last slot is universal depending on how deep into the game we are. But of course, I like to have shield, or if the possibility presents itself really late game, I'll take the RPG. Of course, there are several variables to how this loadout can look, but I'm sure you get the gist of what I'm laying down for you here. So let me know what you guys use in your loadouts in the comments below. Give me your views on different assault rifles and shotguns, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more tips, tricks, and chest locations. For now, I'm your boy Recon, and I'm out. Peace.